Hey everybody, welcome to another update. I know it's been a while since the last one, but to be perfectly honest, I haven't had a chance to go and watch anything on the big screen, and all the stuff that's coming out on the small screen is kind of crap. I did tinker about with the idea of doing a review for Fast and Furious, but I've actually just written one for Nexus magazine, and the wittiest thing I could come up with is you would wish it would go faster and the pacing would make you furious. Yeah, it just wasn't worth it. It didn't really warrant a whole review. In case you're wondering though, I'm going to give that a 2 stars. Wow, 2 stars. Anyway, the film I'm actually going to review is one that's due out on DVD soon, but we don't have a date for it here in New Zealand. I believe it's fairly soon in the US though. It's Sam Raimi's Drag Me to Hell, which is, I have to admit, probably one of the best horror films I have seen in a good long while. You know, Sam is one of these people who does genre films really well, and I will always be a fan of the Evil Dead movies. Not so much of a fan of Spider-Man 3. It did feel like Spider-Man the musical. But this is very much a return to form for him. Biggest letdown is probably the fact that Bruce Campbell isn't there. Couldn't get off burn notice, so just had to do without it. But everyone else is absolutely fantastic. Now, it's not a gore movie. It's not, you know, Saws or Hostels or whatever, where you get to watch people being sliced and diced and cut open. It's one of those ones where there are slightly creepy angles and you get in really close and the music goes all very creepy, and then when you pull out and the angles seem kind of strange, you actually expect to have, you know, a big monster sitting behind the main character that's not there. There are some great laugh out loud moments, but this film is full of jump scares, and it's great to be scared like that. I mean, you physically start to freak out a little bit. You know, if you want to get really freaked out, take some substance that will make you paranoid. But this film has such a creepy, old-school horror atmosphere to it that you will absolutely fall in love with it. If you're a fan of pornography, you know, that horrible slasher horror stuff, you know, this might not be your cup of tea because there's not a lot of gore. There's a nosebleed scene and there's a couple of dead bodies in terms of gore. The ending of this film though, and I don't want to ruin it for you, I don't want to go, oh, spoilers, and have people yell at me like they did with Transformers. The ending of this film though is one of those films that you're going to sit there going, oh my god, because the ending is completely, it wraps the story up really nicely. It sort of has to. So yeah, I'm going to give Drag Me to Hell a whole 5 out of 5 stars. It's well worth it, and I thoroughly recommend if you get a chance you go along and see it. And well done, Mr. Raimi, it's good to see you back on form. Now, one other quick thing before I go, don't forget, it's coming up the 25th of September, so that's next Friday, a week today. Ooh. You can come along and see a screening of Fanboys. You know, it's not been released in New Zealand, never will be, so this will be your one chance to see it. $10 a head, PWC at the University of Waikato. There's actually details about it on my webpage, which is the votebarlow.webs.com, something like that. It's linked on the Facebook page. It's easy enough to find, and I'll add it in the back of this in credits. So that's it, Drag Me to Hell, 5 stars. Next Friday, come along and see the movie, $10 a head, you'll absolutely love it. Alright guys, we'll catch you later.